In a quiet village, nestled between majestic mountains, lived a wise elder named Rahim. He was known for his deep understanding of life and the universe, and people traveled from far and wide to seek his guidance. One evening, a young traveler named Amir arrived at Rahim's doorstep, weary and troubled. "I've spent my whole life searching for answers," Amir confessed, sitting down before the elder. "But I still don't understand what my soul truly wants from me. What is it that I am meant to seek in this life?" Rahim smiled kindly and gestured for Amir to follow him into the forest. They walked in silence, the ancient trees standing tall around them, their branches whispering secrets to the wind. Finally, Rahim spoke, "Amir, your soul is not separate from you. It is an eternal part of you, a spark of the divine within. The soul longs to return to its true source, God. Amir, Lise. But in order to do that, it must first understand its purpose here on earth." Amir, listening intently, asked, "What is that purpose?" Rahim stopped by a small stream, its waters glistening in the soft light of the setting sun. "The soul's deepest desire is not for wealth, fame, or power. These things can bring fleeting joy, but they do not nourish the soul. What the soul truly seeks is peace, fulfillment, and connection to God. True happiness lies in the love of God and in living a life of authenticity." Amir felt a stir in his heart but was still unsure. "How do I find this happiness?" Rahim's gaze softened. "Happiness for the soul comes not from external achievements, but from living in alignment with your true self, your essence. The soul seeks love, not the love that is dependent on others, but the love that comes from within, a love that is rooted in the love of God. When you align your heart with God's love, your soul experiences true peace." Amir reflected on Rahim's words, realizing how much he had been chasing external validation. He had sought happiness in material things, believing they would bring him fulfillment, but they only left him feeling empty. Rahim continued, "The soul craves growth, but not the kind of growth that comes from titles or possessions. It desires spiritual growth, growing closer to God, becoming more compassionate, shedding the ego, and embracing humility. Only through this growth does the soul find its true purpose." Amir felt as though a veil had been lifted. He realized that his soul had always been whispering to him, urging him to stop seeking outside approval, to turn inward and listen to the deeper truth of his being. Living in alignment with the divine, Rahim said, is the soul's greatest joy. When you live with purpose, when you live authentically, when you surrender to God's will, the soul experiences the highest form of happiness, a happiness that is not fleeting, but eternal. As the two walked back toward the village, Amir felt lighter, freer than he had in years. He understood now that true happiness for the soul comes from connection to God, from living with love, from growing spiritually, and from being true to oneself. The soul's deepest longing is to return to its source, and the only way to do that is through a life of authenticity and surrender. He would seek peace within, align his heart with God, and live a life that honored his true nature. Moral of the story: soul's deepest desire is to reconnect with its source, God. True happiness for the soul comes from living authentically, aligning with God's love, and growing spiritually. External achievements bring only fleeting joy, but a life lived in alignment with God's will brings lasting peace and fulfillment.